Are we already over there then?
Oh, here comes Ray.
Or comes Rich anyhow?
Yeah.
I know, that's just.
All set? All right, call the meeting to order. Looks to be all of our members are here. And first thing I'd like to have the minutes approved from September 11th meeting.
Make a motion?
Motion to Joe, second.
Nightingale second.
Nightingale. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carried. There are no appointments or presentations. And I did promise Brian that he was going to go first, but he's not here, so we'll go the regular order. Carrie, I guess you're up.
So as usual, lengthy report this month, just a couple quick highlights for you. On the end of my report, you'll see that we're happy to announce that the village of Cayuga did get their pro-housing certification. We also submitted the final paperwork for the village of Union Springs last week, so that certification announcement should be coming very soon. And Fairhaven has reached out to help us finalize their paperwork, so that's kind of all in works. So all good news. For the NYSERDA grants, one quick kind of update is, as you saw in the report, we got awarded in record fashion. We turned application in on Monday and 24 hours later, we got the award. We have also since received the $10,000 check. They just sent it. No paperwork necessary. We followed up and said, wait a minute, don't we need to sign things? They said, no, that money is yours. So.
Did you deposit in the Bank of Conquest?
No, but I did talk with Lynn and Grace, and we are all set up to reuse the same accounts that we have in the 2022 NYSERDA grant. So they've put it there for now, pending approval of tonight's resolution for the rest of it. So that's the report side. If there's any questions on the report that we're doing.
Nope. If you want to go right to your
Sure. We've got 3
resolutions.
resolutions tonight. The first one is the flow fund. This is our annual contract to accept the flow fund. To keep doing all the good work, you'll notice that we did get an extra $30,000 this year, which is fantastic.
Motion,
I move it.
second.
Second.
Tom, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carried.
Okay, the next one is again, it's a grant, but it's a little bit different, something new that we're trying. Moravia, Village of Moravia, if you guys remember, got a year forward award last year. One of those projects that they were awarded funding for is a small project fund, right? So they were given $300,000 that would be re-granted out to small businesses and property owners for smaller projects to do facade improvements and other things like that. They don't have the capacity right now to manage that. So they've requested through State Homes, HCR Homes Community Renewal to have the county be the grant recipient on their behalf and manage that. As you'll see in the in my brief and in the resolution, we can use up to 10% of that $300,000, so $30,000 to hire a consultant. The state has given us a list that we can put out to bid of consultants that have successfully done the day-to-day management with contractors and the property owners and managing all the paperwork and all of that kind of stuff. So our day-to-day for a planning department won't be a heavy lift.
So this is actually PPW 5.
Oh, well.
Motion for PPW 5.
Make a motion.
Motion to veto, second.
Nightingale.
Nightingale. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carried. PPW 4.
You did 4, was full proof, right? Pretty nice, sort of. I gave it to Sheila in order.
3 is nicer, yeah.
So,
3 was NYSERDA.
right,
Right.
you did 4, which is 4 off the second side. So the NYSERDA grants, again, DPW 3. This is bringing back to you guys to accept those grant funds. So we did get the $125,000. Expense and revenue account to set up, expend those funds. After we submitted the grant application, we got confirmation back that with all the incentive programs that you're required to use through NYSERDA for the solar and the charging stations, there will be no out-of-pocket costs for the county when they bought it. So the full $135,000, $125,000, if we just count together, will cover the cost of the project with all the other incentives. You did get an informational packet that Emily Antonacci put together for you. Just making sure you guys know that. I know it says tax credit in there as a direct payment. So yes, we know we don't pay taxes. We're not, doing that, but the IRS has set up a direct payment that would be the equivalent of what you could have gotten as a tax rebate for tax exempt entities. So we will get that cash back that will go into that revenue account to offset.
Motion on 3 then. Tom? Winslow, second. Heidi?
Aye.
Gail? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carried. Got it. Next on the agenda would be Kelly.
Good evening. I'll just take the time to highlight one thing that I have in my report that we're pretty excited about. Many months ago, we requested money through the Youth Bureau for the ARPA funds for our youth STEM event. We started the event at Auburn Junior High yesterday. So myself and Jim Albrisi accompanied the most and decided to work with them on presentations for the first 2 days. So we saw 320 eighth graders. I'm tired for the last 2 days. They loved it, and going in, we weren't sure. STEM intrigues some kids and not everybody. It did. My son is in 8th grade and he was like, no one's going to be interested in this. And he said, just be prepared, Mom. No one's going to care about STEM and these activities. And I will tell you, he was wrong. The kids were engaged. They built circuits and the light bulbs went off. And when the light bulbs went off, the light bulbs went off. And it was incredible to see. It was exciting and great. So, that was the first school. We'll hit every single junior high in Cayuga County. So northern end to southern end. Probably in the end, almost 900 kids with that. So Union Springs will be Friday, and then we'll just continue on, and we're going through, we have them kind of spaced out through November. But it was a hit, it was great. I think that using the money for that was so far just with the junior high was incredible. So happy to report that. Otherwise, nothing new to share unless you have questions for me.
Great, thank you. Any questions for Kelly?
The whole purpose of this is to expose them. So that they might potentially go into science, technology. Is that?
Yeah. So in the workforce world, we see a shortage in interest in STEM. And we know that in the future that's going to be needed. And kind of how it really sparked was through our Micron employment group that was meeting. We know with Micron coming, we need to, the age for the jobs at Micron really are the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders currently, because jobs aren't going to be ready until then. Right now it's construction and it's delayed. So that's really where it started. But also we just see now, looking at the workforce, the interest in STEM is not there, and we need that. So if we don't educate and make kids aware now, I think we're going to hurt down the road. So that was really the purpose of it. And then I do hope that you can join us down the road. Our last event is going to be a community event that we're going to host at the Workforce Development Center. I can't give a date because I don't know quite when we're moving in. So my guess is we will do that in the spring. And we're going to invite employers that also have STEM related occupations. So it's not just going to be focused on jobs at Micron. It's going to be local businesses in the community. And we're going to do some events for families, and the most will also come and do a discovery session. We're going to have food and kind of be, like an industry exposure event. So you'll all be welcome and invited to that once we have that. But that's also part of the ARPA money that's figured into that request. So we're looking forward to that. And then you can see the course too.
Thank you. Any other questions for Kelly? Otherwise, thank you very much. And Doug Pierce, take it up.
All right, good evening, everybody. For us, taking advantage of the good weather still, implementing projects on our own, but then also actually overseeing some projects that are going in. And we even have a bid out right now for a project that we're gearing up for next year or maybe later this winter, depending upon what the weather's gonna do. Do want to send a thank you out to everybody. A couple weeks ago, we had Conservation Field Days here up at Emerson Park. So thank you, Doug. Thank you to all the other departments, Extension, Planning Department, Sheriff Department, Health Department, everybody that sent volunteers to help. There's almost 800 sixth graders running around the park that day. Perfect weather. It's about as good as it can get in the mid-70s, calm weather, sunny. It was beautiful. So everybody was excited to be out there. And that's great. It's such a great venue too. So can't thank everybody enough. And then lastly, I would like to highlight some of the grant funding when we receive it. Put these applications in, many months ago, you forget about them. They finally came. So we did recently receive notification that we got $5 million of state funding plus another $2 million worth of state funding through the Climate Resilient Farming Program. Tack on the landowner buy-in as well. So those projects will be close to $9 million for the implementation. And then we got a little side project through another pot of money from Ag Markets to spend $400,000 implementation dollars in the Owasso Lake watershed on 3 different farms to do some stuff, erosion control, a waste transfer system. So that's good news. That's a lot of money coming into the area. It spurs a lot of business, economic growth, able to hire local contractors, buy stuff. So really excited. Right now we're applying for additional funding through the CAFO Enhanced Nutrient and Methane Management Program. That's due at the end of the month in a couple of weeks, the 28th. One of the projects, we put 3 proposals in. We got 2 of them funded. We're going to try and roll the other one into that. We got to tweak it a little bit to get it to fit the format, but we have that one. And then I believe a couple others that'll be ready for that. So pretty good news coming in and hopefully more to come. But one thing to remind everybody that sounds like a lot of money. The downside is, like many of you guys that deal with grants, we only get a small portion of that at the district. I was crunching some numbers and, we get about anywhere from a 20-to-1 type of ratio. So, wow, we got $2 million. We only get, $100,000 of it between us and actually Tompkins County that went in on to strengthen the proposal. So $9 million all isn't coming to the district, but, it's good money coming to the area to help out the ag community. So just keep that in mind.
Hey, any questions for Doug? Never, Tom?
That way, excuse me, not really a question. You kind of got to it before I could ask you, but when you talked about your grant funding, you have to realize that even though you get all this money, it's not all, there's only certain things that it can go for, and it's not a free pot of money for you to operate with.
Yeah, right. Very little goes to operations. And the struggle too is that $2 million grant's a 5-year grant. So I think we had 100,000 in between the two districts. So over time, it averages out to be about $10,000 a year for the district staff time to go towards finding the landlords, what cover crops to put in, evaluating the fields, and some goes into the laboratories to do the soil sampling. And so a very small percentage of that actually comes through us.
That's good clarification there.
Yeah, that's why sometimes we have to have 5-6 grants to even fund one position on us. Good point.
Any other legislators have any questions? Otherwise, thank you very much, Doug.
Thanks.
Dan, I think I won't forget you this time.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Just 2 things I wanted to highlight for my report. One thing, keeping up with some of the momentum that we've been having in our 4-H program, we actually chartered a new club up in Cato Meridian, which is the first club that we've chartered in the last 5 years. So that's great to see. And they're not, the kids that are forming the club aren't going to focus on one area. They're going to kind of see where their interests take them. And then just wanted to invite everybody to our annual meeting, which will be October 24th at 6:00 at the Senate Fire Department. Happy to take any questions.
Any questions for Dan? Legislators? No, thank you, Dan. think Karen, tourism, is there anybody for tourism?
It's on the Zoom.
Oh, there she is. I can't see her over there in that corner.
I'm hiding off in the corner. I'm also in the corner of Brooklyn Navy Yards right now, waiting for a public relations event to start for the Finger Lakes region. So I will keep my report brief. As I mentioned in my report, is this public relations meeting. Has to do with the EDA grant that the region received to position the Finger Lakes region as responsible tourism. So we're here meeting with 30 different travel writers, and there's several representatives of the Finger Lakes who are here. Actually, 3 of the 14 counties are being represented, and Cayuga County is one of them. I do have a resolution.
Yes, if we go ahead with the resolution, Karen. It's,
The resolution is to name the Cayuga County Tourism Office as the designated tourism promotion agent, and myself as the official to head that. That has to do specifically with matching funds, the New York State I Love New York Matching Funds Program, allowing me to apply for the funding.
we have a motion. Tom, seconded
Nightingale,
Heidi. Any questions? Otherwise, there are no questions. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carried. Thank you. Any questions for Karen before she leaves?
Hi, Karen,
Go ahead.
Mark Strong. I got a call from the Chamber of Commerce president down in Moravia. The county has a magazine, county magazine, tourism magazine. Does that come out monthly, quarterly, yearly? How's that come out?
We've done it 2 years in a row, so long as we have the funding. It is a magazine that we're very proud of because it is not a travel guide necessarily. That is listings. We do also develop a travel guide, and that's intended to be distributed for individuals planning a destination. The travel magazine is intended more of an inspiration to talk about the many different assets in the county in more of a narrative form. So long as we have sufficient funding, we are planning on doing it on an annual basis.
Is there copies still available? The last one published? They don't have any down our way, or that's the phone call I got was that they know there's a magazine out. They don't have any copies down the south end. Is that possible?
I know. Yes, absolutely. I know that Lynn Sweet from our office was down in Moravia this week or last week, I forget. And I know she hit several spots. I can't tell you exactly where she went, but she did head down with multiple boxes. I know she visited Fritz Hess at 1010 barbecue, and he recommended several locations where to drop them off as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other legislators have questions for Karen? Otherwise, thank you very much, Karen.
Thank you, Ben. Have a great day.
You too. I know Carl Reinflesch is busy tonight. I guess they got an issue somewhere and he won't be here. And Kyle, I don't know if Kyle's here. I don't see him. So we'll move right down along to buildings. Yeah, Tony.
Everyone, how you doing?
Hi, Tom.
Good.
You guys have my updates. My only other thing to add was I went to the public safety building this week and met with Sheriff Brian and his team. We toured the building and he showed me a lot of maintenance deficiencies that we have there. We have to understand that's 7 day a week, 365 operation, 24 hours a day type thing. Facilities take a beating when they're under that. You don't really think about it. It's not like a school that's open for so long during the day and then closed during the night. This thing's running all day long, and it looks like we need to give it some tender loving care. So I'm putting a list together. I'll get pricing as fast as I can and try to get you a picture of what it's going to look like to repair some of those things there. And I have 2 resolutions.
Yep.
The first one is for the first phase of the tenant work. So this is on the second floor of the courthouse. It is to remodel the new judges' chambers in there. The cost comes to $25,236. And will be 100% reimbursed by the courts.
Okay. So do I have a motion for PPW one?
A second.
A motion and a second. Just to be clear, this is where, what is it? Who's in those offices right now? Lloyd Hoskins are in there right now. Yep. So, okay, any other questions or anything? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carried. DPW two.
PPW two, so this is for a contract with Dakin to do the PM on the chiller and the COB. Initially, I wrote this as a 3-year agreement, then I talked with upper management, we said, you know, the closure of the building, David, we just want to go with this contract for 1 year at a time. So I revised the resolution and resubmitted it. But they actually put the 3-year on here. So the advice that Sheila gave to me was to amend this resolution at committee here. So move forward with that.
We have a motion and a second with a friendly amendment to change 3 years to 1 year. Is that okay? Motion by Tom, seconded by
Second.
Heidi. Any other discussion, questions?
Just for clarity, it will be the 2025 that's on this current resolution. It will be that price for the next contract.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carried. Any questions for Tony? Legislators? Okay, thank you very much. It was easy. Next time we're going to beat you up.
Okay.
I think Doug is next.
Good evening, everyone. How are you?
Great.
Got just a few items on there that are probably updates. Other than we're working through obviously the budget process. We have received some engineering designs for the bridge that would be the bridge on the far side of Doble Island here at the park. That is one of the ongoing projects that we're waiting for design from. We have received a final product from Wilson Butler Architects, which is a 50% design scope for the amphitheater project. I believe Sheila had sent out an invitation to all the legislators that we're going to have Wilson Butler Architects do a presentation on their final product, and it will be on October 22nd, immediately following the luncheon, which is immediately following the meeting that will be here at the park. So it's at 1 o'clock that day. It'll be in the dining room of the pavilion. If anyone's interested, obviously join us. That would be great. So we can see their preliminary. And again, that's a 50% design exercise to give us a scope, pricing, and kind of a general idea of what the programming can handle and would look like over there. So that would be again on the 22nd. Other than that, the Friends continue to do, they're starting a public fundraising effort for a playground on Doble Island. So we obviously always appreciate their support. So keep an eye out for their marketing and advertising in support of that. Other than that, I guess I'd take any questions on the rest of the report.
Any legislators have questions for Doug?
So
Heidi, go ahead.
Doug, is the playground, are you using the scope that was developed several years ago?
Correct. Yeah, we're using that, the footprint that's there, the company that they've been working with, which is Denzek Recreation. They took that footprint and they're actually putting the apparatus in and what would go in that area. But the footprint is the same as the original design is.
Any other questions? Otherwise, thank you very much, Doug.
Thank you.
Looks like Brian is not here, but he does not have resolutions. You have his report, but I would ask for somebody, if we can go into executive session, just the legislators, to discuss the, what is it? Contract or actually it's for
The real estate?
for his his reappointment and discussing the
Discuss
salary arrangements.
I make a motion.
The motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carried. Can we, I don't know if we can just go right over in this little room here. It should be really quick. to go out of executive session back into regular session.
Nightingale, move it.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Hey, before you have a resolution for the reappointment of the county highway superintendent, there is a friendly amendment to it, removing the second resolve. And if I have somebody make a motion in a second,
Nightingale, I move that we
we have,
remove the.
well, that's a friendly amendment, so you're just making one motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
Tom was in there already, so
great.
it's Heidi and Tom. Any discussion?
Should be the end. There you go.
Otherwise, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carried. Is there any other business come before this committee? If not, motion to adjourn, motion.
Second.
Definitely seconded by Heidi. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carried. Thank you. Buildings resolutions under highway.
Yeah, I saw that. Who's your minority?
Ben? Oh,
There we are.
there he is. We're just gonna put a posse out. Uh-huh.
Happy hour starts in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I go back to work.
I'll do the bunch.
It's on, it's on. It's included here for life resolution, so it can be referenced, but doesn't have to. This is very information.
Everybody want to stand for the pledge?
Oh, we got us right. Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United
States, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's have a moment of silence for anybody that might have lost somebody or. Okay, start. Start with a roll call. Legislator Daley,
Here,
Legislator Slade. Shay. He's here too. Yeah. Legislator Strong. Here. And Legislator Vitale. Present. Okay, let's approve the minutes for September 11th to 2024.
second.
Second.
There are no appointments. And I think Sheila is up right here. Is Sheila here? Sheila, you online?
She is.
Yeah, I'm online.
I just clicked over. Would you like to say anything, Sheila?
No, you just had that one late resolution, so that's been added.
Okay,
And I have my report, and that pretty much is just for the Student Government Day.
okay. And the Board of Elections have no updates. The attorneys have no updates. Brian Scanlon, I spoke to him this weekend, over the week, bumped into him. He has no updates as well. Tom Bum, you here?
Yes, I
Actually, Board of Elections did have.
They did send a report late.
Yeah.
Good evening. So you have my report. The only thing that I did want to highlight was the active project that we are working on right now, which is our Ring Central phone migration. So our IT team is knee deep in the project. Everything has gone really smoothly thus far. We have successfully migrated 13 of our departments, and we had 12 left. We'll be doing that over the next 4 weeks, by now finishing up the 5th of November. But things are going really well with that migration. And yeah, I mean, that's basically our sole focus at this point in time on this project.
And that means no 8x8 any longer?
That's correct. And we're fully replacing the 8x8 system. We do have obviously some technology in place so that folks that are currently on the 8x8 system can easily contact those who've been migrated to Ring Central and so on, the other way around basically. So, yep.
Hey, Tom, I do have a question for you. Are you done with that?
Yes.
Okay. I do have a question for you. We're talking about, there's some technology issues with the college or something. Like we're supposed to have these meetings at the college and I guess we couldn't because of technology issues.
Yeah, it wasn't really related around tech IT per se. It was really more around audio video issues, right? So the college wasn't really equipped to handle the live streaming demands and some of the licensing and things like that we have here in the county to facilitate live stream. They didn't have the technology available to us. And in some of the locations we did look at, they had some outdated like video equipment and things like that. So we don't, other than what we have here, which is more kind of a semi-permanent fix, we would have to run equipment to make it happen.
Okay. Anything else for Tom? Tom, you do not have to go through this full report, okay? All right.
But
Is Kevin around by any chance, Kevin?
I'm online. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So to dovetail off what Tom said, we migrated to Ring Central, I guess it was yesterday, and everything is working well. So it's a good program. Might even be a little better than 8x8. I got to get used to it, but so far, so good with that for sure. So continuing business as usual. Some things that we've been doing, we've been visiting. We visited Moravia. We visited Cato. We had Tomato Fest. We did September 11th ceremony last month, and we did the Senior Resource Fair for Office for the Aging as well. So we're getting connected out there. This past weekend, I was at the concert for Gold Star Mothers with the Vietnam veterans and Carnicelli and Delicato Post. We did not get the attendance that we would have liked, but I was able to talk to several veterans and some family members while I was out there. So I like to say some of these events, if I get to talk to one person about benefits and get them connected, it's a success. So obviously coming up in November, we've got Veterans Day. And I put out a message several weeks ago, probably about a month ago, about Veteran Service Award. That deadline is coming up. So if you know of any veterans who are participating in the community, volunteering or have been volunteering, we wanted those applications in by this weekend. We want to make a decision well before Veterans Day in order to get them recognized. Other than that, I think that's all the high points.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kevin. I do have a legislative one that it's just, you guys are probably seeing for the first time. And it's attached. I'm not gonna propose it tonight, because, I want to give you guys a fair chance to review I'm sure most of you have just seen it for the first time right now. So I'm gonna be talking about this next month, but now here's your, physical copy. And, take the time to read it, and then we'll be talking about it next month. But basically, it's encouraging an inclusive diversity equity program. And take the time to read it, and we'll discuss it next month.
Can I have just a
Any
point of
questions?
clarification?
I will answer any questions.
The way
Wait a
it's,
minute, did you have a question? I'll wait till you're done. Okay.
the
sorry.
way it's listed here is, I was assuming that it wasn't gonna go as a government ops resolution. It was gonna go directly to a legislative resolution this month. That's why it says Leg 1/10/24. But what you're saying now is you would prefer it to come next month as a government ops resolution and go through the regular process?
So I personally don't like walk-on resolutions unless they're absolutely necessary.
Okay,
And I want to take this through the dual process that we're supposed to take it through. So I want to take it to government, we'll take it to Ways and Means. And
the
next
ledge.
month, and the
in
full ledge.
November.
So my
Okay.
my job right now is to have conversations about it prior to a walk-on resolution.
Okay,
So-
so people have this, but it won't be voted on this month.
It will not
It'll
be
be
next
showing
month.
up next month.
Yes.
Okay,
Great, thank you.
all right, thanks.
I think that's it, right? Well, Fred, what's up? I'm sorry.
So I don't have a report, but I do have an ask.
Okay,
What I would like to do is see if the committee would let me bring a resolution to Ways and Means for authorization to fill an attorney to hire a assistant county attorney. As you know, DSS is still in the process of looking for attorneys. They don't have them. The office is a little bit overwhelmed. I'm hoping that maybe if we get a resolution to fill an assistant county attorney, that might help move things along. So I know I wasn't ready for this committee, so I apologize for that. It can either go next month, or if the committee consents, I could bring it to Ways and Means next.
I'm open the floor for other legislators to comment and ask questions.
Suggestion, grant. Request. Not a resolution, but a request.
I'm requesting to be able to bring a resolution to Ways and Means.
Because
I don't have a problem.
you're the county attorney, he's the chief assistant, and now you're going to put a assistant county attorney. Anything you can do to increase the services
That's for.
is great, because DSS is still one attorney and a couple paralegals.
Right, and there's been vacancies for
Yep.
several months now. I don't think there've been any applications. I won't go through the history. We don't need to do that. Just so you know, I'm reaching out to local attorneys and attorneys from Syracuse to see if there's any interest in doing the contract phase. Remember, we have a attorney on contract that is doing the appeals. There's an attorney who's assisting DSS with the adult protective services.
Yep.
There's an attorney who's doing the support collection unit. That's still not enough to fill the gap on both sides of the house. I'm thinking this might be a next step.
So if you were to bring the resolution to Ways, you're talking about having it say either a hire or enter into contract. That kind of like months or a year ago when there was a resolution that was brought forward, anything, many options could be explored. You could enter into contract or you could hire.
I could do that. I mean, the proposal is to hire.
Right, but if you can't,
Right.
you would take someone under contract.
Well, at this point, we can use all the help we can get.
Because DSS has been advertising and they have gotten nothing. They'll make, right,
I'm not sure we'll be successful, but
Okay.
it's an attempt to try to. do
absolutely. I agree, Mark.
Thank you.
I don't think anybody's opposed to that, right? So
Thank you. So I'll get it prepared and bring it to Ways and Means. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Hold it. Second.
opposed. Mal voted.
No, are we going into?
Yes, you are.
Are we doing
Wait, we got
executive session?
executive session.
We adjourn?
Yes.
Okay, so motion.
Motion to, I withdraw my motion to adjourn. Take a motion to go into executive session.
Motion to go in executive
For,
session.
and the reason
Real estate.
Real estate.
regarding real estate.
Is that what the executive session is? Real estate, okay? Megan?
We will enter into e-business after.
Yep. So anybody wants to see us walk in and adjourn? This was happening.
They can stay.
Steve was sticking on. All in favor?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Hi.
Trying to, there's
All in favor?
a conversation.
Good.